Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Starting this vlog right after the other one. I just finished the second Spookopoly vlog and we started the third and final one. We are, if you like literally have no idea of what is going on, we've done 21 rolls and I shall try to do a few more in this vlog as well. I'm like hoping for 30 rolls. But I have a couple of books I do need to finish and we only have 10 days left of the month. So shall it be done? We shall see. I mean, I just realized I just said I wanted to do 9 more rolls. And we have 10 days left of the month. And that means I need to read more than 2 books a day. Maybe I was just a bit ambitious. I didn't do the math on that. But yeah, it is obviously Becca's readathon. We are rolling. I'm gonna complete some rolls before starting more books right now. The ones I'm in the middle of is roll number 7, which was Community Shelf, and it's to read A House of Giants. I've been on this since the vlog number 1 and I still have not finished it. I'm on 74% into that one. I do have a physical copy, but it's on in my room and I'm just not getting that. And I am also in the middle of roll number 2, which was present what you want to read right now. And that was The Light of All That Falls, which is about to read. So I'm reading a couple of chapters a day and it will be finished in this vlog, obviously, because this is the last October vlog as well. Those 2 I'm in the middle of. So like I know that I will complete those rolls. And then we have a couple of others that are going still from the last vlog where I don't think I even picked out everything in that vlog. So I hope people watch these continuously so you know what happened in the last one, because I barely know. But yeah, I finished my audio yesterday in the last vlog, and I do believe I'm starting a new one today, which I'm thinking will be Lost to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling. I was planning to read this physically, but then I'm like, why does I just audio it? Which is insane though, because it's like 300 pages. And I do believe that this audio is as long as the last audio I had, which was 400 pages. So how slow does this person read this book? But yeah, this was for roll number 10, which was Dice Roll Roulette. I do believe we got 4 and a 2, which means that we needed a book between, I'm trying to see, 275 and 224 pages. I do believe that this is like 310. So it fits for the criteria. And this I rolled in vlog number 1 and I just haven't gotten to it yet because I've been trying to finish A House of Giants, as I said. And then also did some other rolls and stuff. Then, you know, I focus is A House of Giants and starting this today when I'm commuting to work. And then we should see what happens. You shall know very soon. Yay. Hello. So, you know, miracles happens every day. I'm just playing some Genshin before I start some Spookopoly fun sprints in 1 hour and 14 minutes. So I want to do my Genshin dailies before that. Ooh, it became very bright. But miracles happens every day because last night I somehow, like a miracle, finished A House of Giants. I actually had the book upstairs this whole time and I was just under another pile of books. I'd forgotten it was here. I will grab it for you so I can show off. There was a lot of stuff on it. Give me a moment. Don't look at my messy kitchen, please. Thank you. Here it is. It's here. I finished it last night. It was really great because it was like soon expiring from the library. I borrowed it at the library because I didn't want to hold the book when reading it. And it was good. I haven't read this one before. I've been rereading through the series this year. And I read from 1 to 4 before, but not the 5th one because I never read this one before, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. I was actually surprised of how many like POVs we got, like a lot of like smaller POVs that kind of got their 1 chapter. And for example, like Jamie, for example, he had like 1 chapter in the whole book because like the 4th one focuses more on his landing and stuff, and this is more on the north, with Daenerys and stuff. So they like kind of, I was gonna say they do go a bit in each other, the 4th and the 5th one, before moving on. And it was great. I honestly, like, some of the events in here are so great. And I obviously have the adaptation really, really strongly in my head because I watched that a quadrillion times and used to be one of my favorite shows. And I love the series. But obviously I am, as everyone else, super, super sad that we're never going to get the next book. But I overall think it's great. I love the characters. I love how invested I am in the story. Would I be as invested if I hadn't watched the TV show and had everything so vividly in my mind? No idea, but I really, really loved the book. It was not quite a 5-star because I was a bit dragging in part, which is maybe a bit... I mean, it is a 900-page book and I feel like it takes a lot of time for things to happen and I wanted to be invested in all the parts more. But I gave it a strong 4.5 out of 5 stars and I finished one of the first rolls we had. So now, as we know, we have many, many other rolls we have rolled. I can put this in the living room with the other books that I've been too lazy to take downstairs. I also started yesterday, Last to Leave the Room, which is my audiobook right now. I don't really know what's going on. It's like scientific a bit, and she works as a scientist for this like high budget place thing. But then she has like the same events that's happening in the science place in her basement. And she's a scientist, she's trying to like, I was going to say, investigate it, but she doesn't really know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing. The voice, like the tone of how it's written is very odd. I'm not really that into it yet, but I only listened to like 48 minutes. I don't really like get where the story's going. It was not all what I thought it was going to be about, because it looks like kind of haunt, you know? And then it's like more like science stuff, but it's not really science stuff, because I do think there's something supernatural going on in her basement. But we shall see how that develops. So I am planning to do dice sprints today in the sprints, whereas if we get a double, I need to switch book. I haven't decided if I'm going to read between 2 physical books, or if I am going to maybe listen to some audio, do my journal pages, because I haven't done my October pages yet, and we are soon done with October. So I kind of need to do that as well, and then I could audiobook. But then it's like, if I switch over to that, I can just never return to the other book if we're never going to double again. So I'm indecisive of what to do. But yeah, I have other books. I was going to tell you what other books that I'm probably going to read today, and then give you an update later of how that went. If I can find my spreadsheets. It's working hard here. The computer is working hard. You need to work harder because we're going to use you all day. So obviously I need to read my Better Pages in Light of Olaf Halls as well. And then I actually can read a manga now, which is My Introduced Boyfriend, which is not going to count for anything. So I have A Night of Seven Kingdoms, which is like another like spin-off for In the World of Song of Ice and Fire. Last to Leave the Room, which I listened to audiobook. And I had A Reformatory, which won the poll pick, and Serpent of Wings and Nights, which I decided for my bonfire pick last time. I also still have roll number 18 going, which is highest rated. And this one I have kind of decided on, or not kind of decided on, because it is to take your Goodreads TBR and like sort it off the highest rated, and like take like the first one you can read, or like the top one. The top one on mine is apparently like a companion to Eclipse, the Twilight movie. And I'm like, I'm not gonna read this. Because first of all, I don't have that, and I don't think it's possible to get it anymore. And second of all, I don't update my Goodreads TBR. Like, I don't put on Want to Read on my Goodreads TBR since 2017. So it's very outdated. It's like things I wanted to read years ago, or maybe 2019. It can be either or. So I wouldn't say like it's the best, I was gonna say, prompt for me, because it's not really accurate, and I'm not gonna put in all the books I have on my TBR on my Goodreads now, because that's like hundreds of books, and it's gonna spam and it's gonna take hours. But I have 2 options, whereas we had No Regrets, which is an Attack on Titan spin-off with Levi, which is like super high rated, and it's on my TBR there, and I don't own it, but Erica has it downstairs, so I can borrow hers. That would be a super easy read to finish this prompt quickly. But also the next Deva Bard was there like a bit further down as the next one I could read, and I need to kind of read Kingdom of Copper, and Kingdom of Copper was there, but it's so long, so I'm like, do I want it? But like, I kind of need to read it because it was a Gun Machine pick for September anyway. So I have those 2 options. Also, like, the second one on the list was King Crimson Chronicle 2, by the way. I don't know if it's a cheat to not read that, but I need to reread the first book, and I think maybe I'm going to buddy read that. So I'm not reading it, and I'm kind of don't want to buddy read it or read it before we know if ever the 3rd book is coming, because I don't bother rereading it again. So I'm just not picking that, because like I kind of have a plan buddy read for like the 1st and the 2nd book, so I don't want to read it again now to then read it again. I don't know if that's cheating, but I am following my own rules of the future or something. But yeah, but we do have options. Like, I could read A Night of Seven Kingdoms today, and I could read the Reformatory today. I think that's enough. I don't need more. I also had another poll pick, which was for roll number 20. This is all from the last vlog, if you have watched that. I saved the results on my phone. So roll number 20's poll, I will pop it. We had a Bone Season winning with like 2 votes over Kingdom of Copper. But as we said, I think I'm going to put in Kingdom of Copper of highest rated, even though it will be easier to put that manga. If I get a prompt again, I can put the manga in, so that like it's an easier done. So then I kind of know what I have. We need to just read them. And Serpent of Wings and Night of Reformatory and Kingdom of Copper and One Season are all like long books. They're all like over 500 pages. I don't know if Surfing the Wings of Night is, but it's almost 500 pages. And I'm like, why did I do this to myself, Sandra? I don't know. And we also have only like 9 days left of the month, so I don't know what I'm doing. I want to finish 2 books today, but we shall see what happens. I could talk to the people on Sprints and they could help me decide of what to do. Okay, now I'm gonna play this Genshin stuff and I'm trying to read the manga, maybe in my better pages in the light of all of us before Sprint starts, so that I don't need to like use the Sprint on that. Okay, I will update you later. I'm ready for Sprints, but I've got I didn't actually read anything before Sprints either because I procrastinated. There's so little time and I was just like, don't bother. But I got a package which I was supposed to open and then I forgot earlier because I was so distracted talking about the roles. I can't really show you it because the address is on both sides, but it is from the Tandem Collective again, and I'm joining another read along, which actually started 3 days ago, but I didn't get the book until yesterday. I'm opening it badly with one hand. Let's see. Ooh, okay, so I don't remember signing up for this, but apparently I did. Wait, look at it. We got a hardcover of Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. I do believe it's set on a plane over 1 hour 50 minutes or something, and then stuff happens. I don't know, does someone die? I don't know, but I should start it because like the read along has already started and all that. I need to get it in a roll, but if I read only the better pages, I can still get it in a roll after, because obviously I want to roll, but I haven't rolled yet because I have all the books that I talked about I need to read. Also, can we talk about the fact that every time I'm upstairs and no matter where I film, the light is great because we have so many windows, but downstairs it's just the dark as my soul. But yeah, I'm excited for it and I'm really grateful that I got a copy. This is actually my first Leanne Moriarty because I was always planning to start, but then I just never got to it. And then I kind of lost interest, but now this is the newest one. It would be interesting to start with this one because I never planned to, but here I have it. So I'm gonna read it at a point. I feel like I should start today so we should see how those plans go. So I just finished Sprints and I thought that I will actually film my update tonight before I don't bother in the morning because I am working like 8 hours tomorrow and I really don't want to. Let's see. Oh, that was better. So I read so much today. I read over 1,000 pages and I read so much, so I need to show you. I just need to grab the stuff. So I did read My Enduring Newest Boyfriend, only 4 as I said. Follows this couple, and then one of them is Enduring News, and it's like an influencer, and it's very cute. I know this volume more because I love it when we get flashback for their relationship, and I love like the way the story is going, and also we have the next volume, which is the last one, so it's a good time. And I gave it a 4 actually, and I feel like I've given the others a 3, so that's a lot. Did read my better read pages in the light of all our falls. So we are on 579, which I feel like there's not that much left, and I don't know what to say about it, but all the things happening is very intense. I'm a bit confused, but I'm there for good vibes. Then I read all of Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which follows this hedge knight that goes around and doesn't really belong to a house. He meets the Targaryens in a different time. It was a good time. I really enjoyed the first story, and the other 2 was like okay. I guess I just really cared about the Targaryens. I don't think it was bad or anything. I love this world and these characters. It was really fun to get to know them. It was fun to have Egg and Dunk just going around and just vibing in like Westeros, because it's a fun kind of point of view to follow. Now I completed role number 8, which was to read a book with like a bone eye cover, and that was very much so. I also managed to start, because like we got like 4 doubles in the sprints. It was crazy times. But I managed to start Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. I'm struggling. I have been live for 9.5 hours. I mean, I'm not live anymore, but I was. So my tongue is twisting and I'm very tired. But this is from the Tandem read-along, as I said. And I managed to catch up on all the pages that like we were supposed to be at, since I got mine a bit late. And I read 146 pages. The plot of this is very interesting, actually. I'm very into it. And we have this plane that is delayed, and then this woman just like can predict the future and when you die, or can she? We don't know yet. So she just like points on basically everyone on the plane and tells them what age they're going to be when they die and like what the cause of the death is. And then we don't know, I guess, like as the reader, if those deaths will actually happen. And then we follow some of the characters that were predicted the deaths of, and I guess we will see if the deaths were like, if she was right or not, or if it was just bullshit. We don't know yet, and it's kind of like a mystery. but it seems to also be about like these different characters going through different things and then like following them and then at the same time following her. And I think it's very interesting so far. I'm very curious to see what will happen. I'm curious to see if these people will die. It's playing really nicely in my head as a movie, so I would love an adaptation. So obviously that's not for a role yet, but I need to fit it into a role to not waste time. And then I have 2 books in mind that I really need to fit into roles. I don't know if I will be able to roll tomorrow, but I will maybe roll on Friday. I will roll one of these days soon at least, because tomorrow, as I said, I'm working 8 hours. So I will be gone most of the day anyway. I don't usually work 8 hours. I'm done 5, which is fine, honestly. Like, it's an early shift at least. But after that, I'm just going to be so dead to not be able to do anything. And I have some other tasks I need to do as well. So the next read I also started was The Reformatory. Got 61% in. And don't exactly know the page count. I think this app calculates it. I can check that. According to this, I'm on page, I just want to tell me, 351, which I would say is not bad at all. It's not bad at all. This one follows these 2 black kids. I was just going to check the year we are in. Yes, we are in 1950. And then one of the kids, he's 12, and then he kicks this other white dude in school. And he's basically sent to the reformatory, which is like a school, but it's more actually a prison. And then his sister obviously believes that this is completely out of proportion and they are in a racist justice system. So she's trying to free him, getting a lawyer and like doing stuff, but obviously that's hard for her as well, and it's not easy to try to do these tasks at all, while the dude Robert or Robbie is like in the reformatory, and then he sees ghosts there and like all supernatural things are happening there. Good or bad, I guess we need to read more to find out, but that is kind of like the 2 storylines we have so far. It's very interesting, really well written. Obviously a lot of like the historical aspects of the story is coming into play about, you know, the justice system in that time and just generally everyone throwing around that word and being terrible, and the way they treat obviously these 2 main characters and black people in general in the book is obviously terrible, but at the same time we have this like mystery and like supernatural element to it, so it's very interesting and obviously like horror like. So yeah, I'm supposed to read this for another vlog, but that vlog I haven't started yet, but I read the books for it, so I'm debating changing around a bit of how I'm going to do that video that I've been reading books for at least. But that was for roll 13, which is like in the last vlog, right? It was for a poll pick, because I won the poll. So I made really good progress on that. In theory, I could maybe finish it in bed, but I also should sleep because I'm working early, because I have early shift, which I normally don't have. And then I didn't do any progress on any of the other books that I really need to read, like Kingdom of Copper, Lost Living Room, which is my audio, and Certain of the Wings and Night, and Bone Season. I was scared if we got not double in the end there, I would have to start Kingdom of Copper because I had finished everything else around it. But I got to finish like all of Night of 7 Kingdoms, and after using so long on A Dance of Dragons, it's been there since vlog number 1. It felt really nice to just be done with all of my early rolls, except, you know, the Light of All of Falls, which is roll number 2. So, good progress, I would say, and I just need to really fit in one book that I really want to read in this weekend, and then the moment thing, and I think, I mean, I need, in theory, 2 more books, 3 or 4 more books other than those. But I have a readathon this weekend. I have lots of time. I just really need to be productive the next 2 days. I have this very specific task that has a deadline tomorrow that I need to do. And then on Friday, I need to work with this paper. And then I will give myself the weekend to read. We shall see how it goes. But like today was amazing. Like I read so much. Like the fact that I'm soon done with the reformatory says a lot. Because of that, I'm like on a good trajectory. Is that what you can say? For the rest of my rolls, I'm rolling again. I would confidently roll again now. It's just dark, so I wouldn't have good lights. And then, well, I need to finish these anyway. So, yeah. I was tempted to roll earlier in the sprints, but I didn't. It was great time in sprints, by the way. It's so fun. I just love, I gave myself the whole day to just read and be live with you guys. And now I'm gonna leave you. Oh, actually, before I leave you, because I've forgotten in the last 3 clips. Or did I show you? Did I forget? Have I forgotten that I already showed you? Did I not show you last clip? Because I moved it and now I'm moving it again. Does that mean I already showed you? That I bought merch tag yesterday? I'm having a moment. If I already did, I will cut this out. But if I didn't, then hello. It came yesterday, worked for me. It is stunning. I'm really glad I didn't buy the original hardcover because I found out about that one. And see you tomorrow. Okay, so Next day, I don't know if I talked to you yesterday, doing progress in both my audio and my buddy reads, and I finished the reformatory, which was very enjoyable. Enjoyable is maybe the wrong word because the topics were harsh and traumatizing, and it's a lot about, you know, the how Black people were traumatized in that time in the South, in that place. And it was a hard-hitting read, but it was just also, I was gonna say, exciting, because obviously we had ghosts, we had them trying to escape and be free, and I really liked the sibling relationship and like the family dynamics, as well as just like the supporting characters. Some of them were really fun, like the aunt was great. I felt like it was really, really well written. You very much go into the atmosphere of the story, of the setting, of these characters. So I ended up very much enjoying it, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Gigi, what do you want? Gigi's walking around being weird. I don't know what she wants. She wants to what? Hump something.
You've just been on search and that's so soft, that's kind of stuff.
Well, you give her something to hump. It's your child. But we are going to film some roles. It might be the last ones. I haven't decided yet. But I really need to fit in Here One Moment for the buddy read. I am very much still enjoying it. And then also need to really fit in Siste Utvei for en Engel, or Last Exit for an Angel, which was the one I bought in the last vlog. But I really want to read this for this weekend for my readathon. And then I have one other, which is Looking Glass Sound. Those 3 I need to fit in for roles. And maybe one for an audio, but we don't need that. So we need to do 3 roles at least. And then if we get doubles, we are gonna cry. So let's go. I've used this in sprints, I'm using it again now. We are on roll number 22. Let's go. We got a double. Okay, so we got 10. We are landed on Pentacle Lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is spoopy. Isn't that like cute, kind of, a bit? Does Looking Glass Sound fit for that? I actually don't know. I don't think it does, because I just Googled it and it said that it is a psychological horror, so it does not seem like it will fit spoopy. We're doomed, but it's okay. Let's do the next roll. Roll number 23. We got another double. I'm seriously not kidding. We got 8. What the? I hate my life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Highest rated. We already done this one. I don't want it. Then I would do the Levi No Regrets thing. I would steal Erica's. Maybe for the spoopy thing, I would do a manga too, actually. Okay. So we have roll number 24. Oh, we got 4 and not a double. Oh, I will turn the board a bit. Where are we? We are here. Oops. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. A small book, less than 300 pages. Looking Glass Sound is apparently over 300 pages. I want to cry. We are going to roll number 25. It's 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A Becca rack. I really doubt that Becca has recommended any of the 3 books I need to put on here. This is going terribly. Roll number 26. We got another double and we got a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Ghostface. I don't know what Ghostface prompt is anymore. Ghostface prompts is to find a book that has a sound related word in the title. And I want to read Looking Glass Sound. So I'm obviously using that for the prompt because there's a sound. But it's not an actual sound, it's a word sound in the title. I'm stretching this to fit it in and I think it works. Okay, we still need to do more rolls. We are going to roll number 27. Which is another double. And we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is Blood. It's not like a red cover. It is a red cover, and neither of the books I want to read have a red cover. So this is another problem I will deal with in my mind later. We then have roll number 28. This is starting to get stupid. Which is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bram Stoker. He's gonna give me shit. This is a really bad one because I need to either read a book with vampires or a book by Bram Stoker. But I have a really short one I could do that I will talk about later if I decide for that. But it still does not fit the 2 books I need to put on. Oh my god. I'm so sad. Okay, I'm trying to math a bit here because I said we were gonna do 3 rolls, but we got 4 doubles. So we need to do obviously 4 extra rolls, which is 7 rolls. But we have done 7 rolls. We started on 22 and we're now on 28. I'm trying to count. This doesn't make any sense because we got 4 doubles, so it means we should have had 4 extra rolls. So I feel like we have 1 more, but then also we still haven't gotten the 2 other books on the TBR. We are rolling for roll number 29, which is another double. I am serious. There's something wrong with these dice. There's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. It's just chance card, and I actually don't have time for those that I have. Because I know I put in shit there, and I haven't changed them since. They are in a pile over here. I'm just picking one. Randomized TBR. Can you... You can't see it. And I feel like that is like randomizing my whole TBR. Or did I mean like my horror TBR at the time? I have no idea what past Saturday was thinking with this. But I made these prompts like last year. And I have so many regrets right now. Okay, so roll number 30 apparently is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we landed again on the small book thing, and it's not helpful. I feel like we did one roll too many. I can't math this. We were supposed to do 3 rolls. We got 2 doubles in the first 3, so we did 2 more, but we got another double and another double. Like, this is hard math. So I feel like we did 1 roll too many. Someone is better at math than me to do this, because we did 9 rolls and we got 5 doubles, but we were supposed to do 3 rolls. Or we did the right amount, I'm not sure. We did 9 rolls. We got 5 doubles. If we got 5 doubles, should we have done 10 rolls then? I can't do this. My brain is fried, I'm dying. Because we should have done 1 extra roll for every double, right? But then we also have my actual rolls on top. Should we have done 13 rolls then? That doesn't make any sense, because the double counts as 1 of the rolls, so I can't do this. My brain got fried from all the doubles and all the rolls. But we did 30 rolls, and I did not get the 2 books I wanted on the TBR. I don't think we're gonna do any more. We got bad luck. I will get back to you of how it all went down, like with the picks. Now I'm gonna go and scream into the void. I feel like the last time you saw me, I had just rolled and I was very confused. I am still honestly a bit confused of what I actually did. I had to call like for help from Deb, being like, did I do this correct? I do believe we concluded that I had rolled 1 too many. So in theory, I only needed 29 rolls. Will I read 30? Yeah, because I already rolled. So yeah, what has happened is that I'm now super stressed because obviously I need to read like a billion books before the month is over. We are on the 26th now. So there's like 5 days left of the month. I did, however, just finish Kingdom of Copper, which was for like roll number, I'm sorry, I'm gonna check, 18, which was for the last vlog. It was the first time I landed on highest rated. I think it was like on 12 when my highest rated in like my TBR that I don't really use anymore on Goodreads, but I didn't bother figuring out another way to do it. So like number 12 was not that bad, honestly. Like it didn't say pick the first one, I guess, or maybe it did, I don't know. Kingdom of Copper was also, as I mentioned earlier, the Gun Machine pick from Aslaug in my Patreon, and she also gifted it to me, so thank you so much. It is the sequel, obviously, to City of Brass. Is that what it's called? And it follows this world of like jinns and ifrits and devabots. I can't even like say the word. And there's like war and like blood between all of them. We have a main character who finds out she has abilities and kind of belongs to, I guess, the higher society in this world, in this magical city. And we are thrown into this political landscape of these different species and different people hating each other for centuries, and it is very bloody and betrayals and politics and magic and heartbreak and I personally, the first time I read the first book, I gave it like 3 stars and didn't really love it, and I kind of gave me a little bit of a slump. And then I reread it this year and much more enjoyed it, gave it like a 4. Now I read this one and it's almost a 5. I wouldn't say it's a 5-star book for me, but like the emotions I had, at least like in the end, was so turbulent. I was like crying almost. It was so wild. I really, really love how the author has made these characters. Like, I really, really feel like they are distinct. I really, really care for them. I really care for this world. I'm really curious to see how these pieces will come together and like how this story is going to conclude in a way that is happy. I mean, I know there's going to be sacrifice and politics and shit and things are going to go to shit, but it's very interesting when you set a world in a city that we start caring for, and like how many terrible things can happen there, and like how you want the city to be a place for people to feel peace and thrive and feel safe and feel like it's their home. That's what I want for them. And like you get really attached to this one place that's not even real. So it's very interesting how the authors really make you care for that place and for these people. And like I love the characters, but they're also very flawed, and I feel like they're done really well. And I'm very, very happy to say that I enjoyed it so much, and I'm very curious to see like what the next book will come, like what will happen there. I know there's like, I have a short story collection thingy, and I have the other one, like the one where they own a boat, which is like, it's set in the same world. So very strong 4.5 out of 5 stars for this one. And it's a 600 pages book. I have 2 other books that are over, like one is almost 500 pages, the other one is over 500 pages that I also need to read in these 5 days. So I am also in my Patreon readathon. We have like a scary readathon this month because it's October obviously, and I am not reading on theme because I just had to read this, because the book I wanted to read that I showed you when I was rolling, I didn't get in, you know, like the actual like mystery murder thingy. But now, I mean, this is kind of horror in itself for how many people are dying in this one, but not really the genre, you know. But either way, then as you know, I rolled 22, which was the first of my new rolls in this vlog. I rolled for Spoopy and I was like, what am I gonna read? And I was in full panic. But then I realized that randomly also the next manga I had to read was Salapon Hanako-kun, and this one is spoopy. It's very cute, but it follows like Hanako-kun, who is like a wanderer at this school. So he's connected to his toilet, he's a ghost, and they meet other mysteries in the school, which is like kind of paranormal, supernatural. And we have this girl who is like with him and they go on these adventures together. And then also like we have other characters that are more prominent throughout. So it definitely fits because this is paranormal, etc. So it's like spooky, and then it's very cute because it's like cute style, and it's more like cute and adorable, but at the same time have a tint of sadness over it. But yeah, very enjoyable. And I just read this, so I completed that prompt as well. I'm very happy because like even if I got that prompt again, I can read another volume of this, because I'm reading some very short manga stuff, etc., to be able to manage the 30 rolls, or else it would just not happen. Maybe if I like had a lot of days off where I could read a whole day, I could definitely do it, because like I have read over 1,000 pages a day for over a week. Like I read like 30 books in a week obviously before. I'm just saying I couldn't do it, but like I don't have the time to do that right now. So what I'm gonna read now is I am going to roll 26, which was Ghostface, which is to read a book with a sound thing on, and I'm reading Looking Glass Sound, as I said when I was rolling, because well, I want one short before I read one of the thicker ones, and it has sound in the title, so I definitely think it counts. It is, in theory, it was for another vlog, but now I decided I think I would do it as a sit-down video this month. So I'm gonna read that now. And as I said, I'm still on sprints. It's 22:40, so we're doing late sprints because I have work earlier today too. So we started sprint a bit late. And I'm gonna start that and hopefully finish it tonight, because I do think it's like 340 pages. I do believe I can finish that in 2 hours. And I do believe that I have that in me. Like even if we answer sprints, I can read some in that maybe as well. And then I will read like maybe 2 short books before I go into the next thick one. I have 2, as I said, thick ones left. I feel like I might be able to do this if I'm really smart with this. I also put in 2 more mangas for some of the other prompts, which I will tell you about as we come there. I was going to go through all the books now, but I realized I might just show you when I like actually read them. But okay, I'm going to read Looking Glass Down. I'll get back to you tomorrow or something. I'm very hot as well. Whew. And you should see me later. Yay. Okay, so don't judge me for wearing like my Christmas thing, but like it's the one huge hoodie I have, even though I want to get more, but I don't. So this is the one we are dealing with, even though it is early, but I was cold and I want to be comfy. Yay. So last night I did finish Looking Glass Sound, and oh my god, the sprint is done. I was not keeping up with the timer. I will get back to you after talking to the others. I like that I commented that I was wearing this snowman thing and then I literally took it off because I was too hot because I have like my heating pad because of period pains. But either way, I did yesterday finish the glass looking sound. Now I like forgot the title because I got a momentarily like, what am I saying? Looking glass sound. And this one follows this kid that this summer is with his friends, and it turns out that one of the friends that he got really close with is part of dark things, to say it like that, and this affects him deeply, and then he started kind of writing a book about it. And then he meets another person who's also writing a book about it, and then it's really weird because like they kind of like blend together in a bit. And I didn't really get why this was a fantasy, by the way. No idea. But I really liked the beginning. It was very intriguing and creepy, and I really felt for the characters. But then it came back, it switched the narrative in ways where it rewrote what I'd already written, but in a different narrative. And this could be interesting, and I do think it was written well. It's just like I lost interest in the story and in the characters after a while, because so many like big events also happened to the characters, and then it was like explaining the ones had this. It was like, oh yeah, they were out one day and then I died, and then I was like, what do you mean? And we didn't like really get into like the emotionalness of it, which is I guess the point of the book. Is I did get that as well, that it was done on purpose, but I just generally thought that it became a bit confusing with like when we changed the narrative, and I just didn't really see the point. When the start was so strong, I was just like, oh my god, I'm really liking it. Could this be a 5-star read? And then the whole story kind of unraveled a bit for me. So yeah, I ended up giving like a 3.5 maybe, but rounded it down to 3. So not like amazing, not terrible, really well written book with good atmosphere, but it did stuff with the story where they kept changing up things that made it not as good for me. I did also finish where's the book after that? Now this morning I now finished The Light of All That Falls, and oh my god, the ending was incredible. It like wrapped up so many things. I can't even hold the book because it's so big, and it was just an incredible journey with these characters that you care so much for. I do think it was a masterful story with so many cool pieces, and seeing it all come together was such a ride. I honestly enjoyed it so much. This was for Roll like a billion years ago. This is like Roll number 2, which was one to read right now, which I think I mentioned a few times already. So Roll number 2 is done. That is ages ago, which is really nice to cross it off in my spreadsheet, because like now like the latest roll I have is Roll number 10, which is my audio. I had 27 minutes left off, which I hope to finish today. I'm giving it a very strong 4, and the reason it's not getting a 5 is because there's still things in the book I feel like I missed, or like I don't understand or comprehend fully. There's a lot of like confusing parts, a lot of like time stuff and like body changing stuff and different things where I'm unsure if I completely got it, and I do definitely want to reread it, like not right now but later, because I do think it's a kind of story where if you read it again it's going to make more sense and you're going to love it more. Maybe not everyone is like that, and maybe not everyone enjoys that like you have to read it several times to completely and 100% fall in love with it, but I know a lot of people fall in love with it without having to reread it. But I thought it was very enjoyable. I just have also a lot of the parts of the book where nothing was happening. I felt like I read like 200 pages and I was like, what really happened in these pages? I didn't feel like a lot happened, so they were very long, and I don't really like, I do see why, but I also feel like they didn't need to be that long. But you also got a stronger emotional connection to the story. But yeah, strong 4 out of 5 stars. I do think the story itself is a 5-star. I just have those few elements, like the confusion parts and like the really long and nothing. I feel like nothing has happened in the last 70 pages I read. That drags it a bit down for me. And it's not like I fell in love with this as I fell in love with The Will of the Many, but a very strong story that I want to reread, and I really enjoyed and would recommend. And now I can say I finished this because I feel like I've been reading it for ages, even though I feel like we started like the 12th or something, which is not even like that long ago, but it feels like 100 years ago. So I finished that, and now I'm gonna start my next for the rolls. Like, yes, on sprints, as you could tell earlier from when the timer went off. And the next one I'm reading is for roll 25, which is to read Becca Wreck. I have had now 3 different options in on this one before actually deciding on something. First, I wanted to read The Final Strife, because that is a book that I think I hold it in this vlog even, where like I want to reread them to read the last one, and then the audio is 20 hours, but I've listened to 2.5 speeds. I do believe that is about 8 hours, but still there is like 4 days left of this month, and I don't know if I have 8 hours in me of audio, which is ironic considering what other audio I decided to do after last Leave the Room anyway. But I had kind of decided that, but then I kind of wanted something shorter, and then like I was just like, what am I reading? What am I reading? And then I talked to Deb again, because Deb is apparently the Becca expert in my life. And she suggested If Thought, to be fortunate if taught or something by Becca Chambers. That's a 5-hour audio, and I was like, ooh, this seems fun, and I definitely could squeeze that in, but I have another audio I need to read instead, so that will be a lot of audio time that I don't really have for the next few days. But then I realized I need to read A Pale Dreamer by Samantha Shannon, which is the prequel to Bone Season, which also has been rewritten. And as you know, I'm reading the Bone Season. It was picked for Wall 20, which won a poll pick. Have I put that poll up? I have no recollection, but if I haven't, I will do now. If I have, great work, Sandra. And that is also a buddy read with Christy and Ro and Mads, but I haven't started yet. But I need to read A Pale Dreamer first. And I asked Becca yesterday, we're like, have you read Bone Season? Do you recommend it? And she said yes. So I know Pale Dreamer is not Bone Season, but it's in this series. I'm counting it anyway. Could have switched around like the poll pick and Pale Dreamer, but in theory, Bone Season 1, the poll pick, not Pale Dreamer anyway. And this is like 70 pages. I'm hoping to read it just now. Like, I need to stop talking and go and read it. Then it will be like a short thing. I was planning to read it for this month anyway, obviously, since I was going to read Bone Season, and it's recommended to read Pale Dreamer before. I have read Pale Dreamer before, but that was obviously the not rewritten version that has come out again. But yeah, it's a short thing that completes these billion roles I need to finish. I feel like it's really smart. So I will read that and then start something else. But then I completed the Becca Rack 1. Then I shall let you know what happens after that. Yay! Okay, so I finished Pale Dreamer, which was enjoyable. I don't remember anymore because I read it before, like the rewrite or whatever. But I don't remember like how the original is because it's years since I read it, and I like don't have time or energy to go back and check. It was fine. Like, we get a cool introduction to like the crew and Paige as a character, and like I do get that gives more context for the actual Bone Season. So I finished that. I give it like a 3, or I didn't really actually rate it because I don't want to rate it. Then I went to Attack on Titan: No Regrets Volume 1, which I'm using for highest rated. This is literally like, I don't remember if it was this or Volume 2 that was like number 2 on the highest rated on my TBR on Goodreads, or number 3 maybe, because I do think maybe we had like Chronicle 2 there as well. But as I said before now in this vlog several times, that I don't really use the Goodreads TBR etc, but like I still fulfill the prompt with this, and I also got a manga in, which is great. So I read that, I absolutely loved it. Levi is my favorite fictional character of all time, and I've seen the anime adaptation of this, but I never read like the actual volumes. I really need to buy them as well because these are Erica's, and it was amazing, and I give it 5 stars because what else could I give it? So I also have volume 2 for another prompt, but before I start on that, I am planning to read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which I told you, I think I picked it for Bonfire, which is roll number 14, and highest rated one was roll number 23, so I don't know if that matters like the numbers. But Bonfire is to read a book you were thinking about unhauling, and then like reading it to like see if you can actually unhaul it. I was thinking I would unhaul it for a while because I didn't really enjoy it at all, but now I need to reread it for my thesis. I need to keep it at least until I deliver that, and I do like have the special edition in a way. But now I'm like, it's a bit pretty, so I don't know if I'll actually unhaul it, but like it was in consideration of unhaul for a long time, and then I just put it in there to, you know, I needed to read it this month kind of anyway. Now I have a bit of regrets because it's long and it's going to take me a while, and I need to take notes, and I don't really have the time, and I'm sure I could have found something else that's shorter there, but like I put it in there a while ago and kind of locked it in, so I'm just going to read it. I am leaving soon to go to my aunt's for her birthday before starting sprinting again later today, so I have like 22 minutes left of this sprint, so I'm going to read that a bit and then read it done, I'm saying today, but I don't know, and then I will let you know what is happening after that. But like the prompts and like it's going kind of good, and I was so worried 2 days ago that I would absolutely not make it, so I'm happy. So yeah, I need to go and read. I was a bit confused about what I talked to you about or not, but I feel like I didn't talk to you yesterday after I got home. I'm pretty sure I didn't. And I, on my way to my aunt when I was visiting, oh my god, this is really dark. I will do this instead. Finished Lost Leave the Room, which was my audio. And I think roll number 10, which is like, I think vlog number 1. It was like a dog's roll, a lot sad to figure out like the pages. It was 310, and I listened to the audiobook, as I said. It was really weird. I think I talked about it obviously earlier in this vlog. It was like a scientist thing, and then there's like this phenomenon happening in the world, and they're like looking into it, but then it's also happening at our house or something, and then like a copy of herself comes out of the basement, and like the story kind of unravels from there. It's very psychological, like where it goes into like who can you trust or not, or what is actually going on. And then also like in a way like our main character totally unraveling, and we don't like know like why exactly. And I thought it was really weird in the beginning, and then it was really intriguing, and I was very into it, and then the end turned really weird again. So I ended up like not loving it as much, because while I was interested in the mystery and like what was gonna happen, I like also was a bit like, what was like not necessarily the point, it doesn't need to have a point, but like what were we doing here? I don't actually know. So I gave it like a 3. It was like okay, I liked it, it was fine. And then I did start Serpent of Wings and Night, as I said I was going to do. I read half, and I'm hoping to read the rest today. It's a bit ambitious, I say that aloud, but if not today, then definitely tomorrow. I read like this earlier this year as well, so this is kind of a reread, but I need to take notes for my thesis, so it takes a bit longer, etc. because of that. If you don't know what Serpent of Wings and Night is that it's basically people calling Hunger Games with vampires and like romance, but I honestly think that is an insult to the Hunger Games, because Hunger Games has suspense, and here there are trials, but you don't have any suspense in them. But we have a main character who's like the daughter of one of the vampire kings, or the vampire king, I guess, and she was adopted, she's human, and then she's entering this competition to be a vampire without having like the, I was gonna say the risk of turning, and then she meets this dude that she allies with, and he's very hot basically, and then they have literally zero chemistry, and then there's literally no excitement in the book, but I'm reading it anyway. So I, as I said, read half of Serpent yesterday because I just didn't have it in me to read the whole thing, even though I definitely could have made more progress, but I don't know if I will actually have finished it. So I took a break from that like in my readathon, and then I read later Dørene lukkes, or The Doors Closing, which is by Malin Skole, and this is like a library book, and I picked that out for roll number 24, which was one of the times I got small book. It's like 218 pages. Small book is a reader book with less than 300 pages, so it definitely fits. Like, I didn't get in the other books I really wanted to read in the rolls, as we know, because you were there, but I did get in library books and stuff that I kind of also don't need to really read actually this month, because you don't expire until next month, but now I'm ahead and I don't need to stress about it next month. So and granted, it's not a negative thing, but this one I borrowed because like a lot of people are interested in it. It just was kind of released, and I like was intrigued by it because people were talking about it at work, and I thought it was gonna be like cute because like it looks like a bit cute and funny, and then like in the back it's kind of a humoristic synopsis where it says that like our main character like checks things out all the time. As I said, checking book. And then I thought like it was like you check someone out, like you're flirting with them. And yes, she do check people out because she is looking for like romance in her life in a way. But it's actually more about her OCD, that she checks things over and over and over. Like she needs to go back to her apartment like 14 times because she needs to check that she took off the oven. She takes pictures and videos of her oven. This is just one example that she needs to sit and look at to make sure that she actually did it. And she does this over and over and over, and you really get into her head. And the book turned out to not be funny at all, honestly. It was actually super sad and depressing. It's very much about her OCD, her anxiety, her depression, how she feels lonely when she has people around her, but at the same time also appreciating them and like realizing she's not like alone, and how she wants romance, but that it never really goes where she wants to go, and how that crushes her, because she has this thing where if no one can love her, she can love herself. And it was just so many like things this book was about. I need to talk about it again in another vlog as well. I just realized that resonated with me a bit too much, I would say. And it was really good. I really liked it. I was like, could this be a 5-star? But then it kind of dabbed off a bit. I don't know how to describe like exactly why, but it ended up being a strong 4-star. And I think like the way it was written, the reflections was really good. But it's just not a 5-star book for me, but it was not all what I thought it would be. And I even read a synopsis on this one. I just apparently misunderstood it, or the way that the synopsis writes itself kind of misleads the reader, I would say, a bit. But it was still good. It was just very sad. So I completed that role, which obviously I'm happy about. Hi, Gigi. Okay, you can see her. I feel like I could talk longer about it, but I'm going to talk in theory more about it in another vlog as well. So now I'm just like, don't want to talk that much about this one book. Definitely one that was very interesting. And then I started my next audio now this morning, which is The Duke and I, which is actually the August pick for my gut machine. So yeah, it's been a lot. And this I'm doing for randomizing my TBR, which was my was it community shelf or was it chance card? No, community shelf is the books, right? The shelf card is, so chance is a prompt. I don't remember right now. My brain is fried. But I didn't randomize my whole TBR like I wanted initially when I wrote this prompt. So I just took all the books I needed to read and I made a wheel, as you can see. And I just took all of them in, and the one that won would be the one I read, which is still randomizing. So The Duke and I won. And I needed to read it in a way, so here we are. But I do the audio because like I just don't feel like sitting down with it, and like I need an audio now that the other one was done anyway, and the others kind of don't fit. So hopefully I will finish this in the next few days on audio. Do people know that Duke and I Bridges and it's like Regency area and we're gonna be in love and yay. Also know that the first book has a terrible like sexual assault scene because I've seen the show and I know people talk about it and it's not good, it's not nice, but I'm gonna read a book. I wanted to talk about it and let you know that it is there if you don't want to read it. And now I'm gonna go and maybe let's do some audio. Need to read in Serpent of Wings tonight. Need to do some school. So you should see me later. Hello. So I got sick. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm feeling like crap, but that means I couldn't go to work, which is also another thing. But I also have schoolwork I need to do, but now I don't have no brain cells, so life is hard. I thought I would give you a quick reading update anyway, because else it's gonna just pile up. We are on the 30th, so like there's only today and tomorrow left. I did finish the other night, Serpent of Wings and Night. It's not yesterday, but the day before that. Like I said I was gonna. The same as the first time I read it, like I'm not really like in love or impressed or anything like that. I was just like, why do these people like each other? I don't know yet. Great review, 3 stars. Could be less, I think. I just feel like parts of it was intriguing, but like overall, like I don't even think the world building was that good. I don't think the characters were compelling. I don't understand why they wanted to be together. I don't know. And then I did read a short one again to like balance the short and the long ones. We got Nelly Schul, which I picked out for a prompt. Wait, can I put you here? Oh, the plant. That is fake, by the way. It's in my face. I'm gonna, after this, just lie down for the rest of the day. For the prompt, Serpent of Wings and Night was Bonfire, as we know, right? So that was like if I want to unhaul it. Unsure if I will unhaul it, because now I have the second one. And they're pretty, so I might keep, but like, there was like, it was really debated for hauling for a long time. So I still counted, obviously, for the prompt. So Nelly Schul was for my 30th role, which was to read a small book again. They were also so long ago, I don't remember. This was like 181 pages. My throat really hurts, and I do want to talk about this because it was really good. It's like a teen book, a Norwegian one, written in like the other written language that we have that I'm not used to reading. I don't write that personally, but like there is less books for teens and kids in general in, you know, Swedish, the other written language. It's not the other, but like it's used less in literature in general, so it's good it was written in that. And I always, when I read it, I feel like it's really good practice to keep that written language alive. For myself, it's about this teen who is, well, she's like other teens and she's horny and she wanna get laid, and then there's a lot about like consent and being with other teens and like wanting to have sex, watching porn, what it means. It's very educational, but at the same time giving an important message, but at the same time following a teen that goes through all of these things. It brought it up in a way that I thought was nuanced and complex enough for a teen to read it and maybe reflect upon themselves and their actions. While I feel like some other books I read lately that are like targeted at teens. There was another one I read which I don't recall if you watched this like last month or something, where it was also about like consent and like
for example, sexual assault, and I did not think that book managed to have a conversation about it and to realize its seriousness of what it brought up. But I do think that this one managed it really, really well. It's about a teen who just like is horny, but like they are not taught about limits, etc. And there's like these guys around her that are just not acting in an okay way, and I thought it was very, very interesting and very like important to read, but at the same time also relatable for teens, and I thought it was done in a good way. I really liked it actually, and I gave it 4 stars. Obviously it's just in Norwegian, so I can't really recommend it to other people than Norwegians, but maybe it will be translated to other languages. Then I read Attack on Titan No Regrets Volume 2. I would love to talk more about the other book, by the way, but my throat is dying and I'm dying. So this was to read Formal 27, which was Blood, and that is to read a red book. I think this counts really well. And obviously I had to put some manga in to survive these roles. That's obviously just a continuation of the Volume 1 that I read for the highest rated thing. And it was amazing because it's Levi, so like I can't really say anything else than that. With that, we have 3 walls left. I'm gonna read Bone Season today, hopefully. Even though I'm dying, like I could literally just lie down and read because I don't have anything better to do. And then we have 2 other ones. One is an audio, and now I'm like, I was supposed to audio while I was doing stuff, but now I'm dying, so I don't know if I will actually make it. But the other one is like a super short book with like 70 pages that I will show you when I read it. So I do think I'm good for those 2. And then the audio I might just spend tomorrow listening to them. I have to do housework, but I'm literally dying. But yeah, now I'm going to spend the rest of the day reading Bone Season, lying in the couch / my bed, and try to not die. So see you tomorrow if I'm still alive. I also completely forgot to say that I have new glasses. I don't know if you noticed, but like I went on Monday to get them, and then I was gonna vlog when I got home, and I never did. And then yesterday I got sick, so I didn't vlog. So I forgot to like show you that these are my new glasses. But since you watched me like 4 seconds ago with my old glasses, I assume maybe you can see the difference. I don't know. But here's my new glasses. I like them. I can see better now. That was all I wanted to add. Goodbye. Hello. It's been a few days because I'm still sick and I'm trying to put you somewhere where I can vlog and sit, and it's not going well. Wait, I think that this is slightly better because it's a bit lower down. I'm just sick and I thought I will be better by now, but I'm not. Like I'm slightly better, but I'm still very sick, and I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm sick. So I haven't like filmed like my TBR for November. I haven't like ended this vlog yet, even though we are on the 2nd of November now. I haven't filmed my wrap up or anything, or like edited this vlog. So that is going great, but I still thought I would do this last clip for this vlog to like wrap up the last books I read in the month. So let's go in and see, because I did finish all my roles and I did finish them before the month was over. So I did read Vampire, which is by John Polidori. We also include the Lord Byron story in this one as well, and 70 pages book thing where like the first vampire story, or like officially the Vampire We Know It story thing in the West at least. Read it a bit for my thesis. It is a reread. I read it many years ago. I gave it 5 stars for some reason. I'm giving it 3 now. It was like not really that amazing, but it was fine to read it again. And I read this for role number 28, which was Bram Stoker, and read a book with a vampire, which is definitely counts for that. I also finished Duke and I, which was an audio. I didn't actually have time to do any audio because all the commuting I was supposed to do I didn't get to do because I was sick. So I am sick, but I didn't get to go out to work, and that's when I do my audio. So I had to just sit on the last day and catch up on some journaling while listening. And I got to finish it. The first one in Bridgerton series. I enjoyed it, but like it wasn't as incredible. Like I don't think it was like incredible romance book ever, but it was still entertaining, you know, for what it was. And it was very known and it was very beloved. I haven't read a lot of historical romances in general, so I wouldn't say if it's like a staple of his genre. If it's very unique within his genre or very typical, I wouldn't know. I love the show though in ways, even though there are problems there as well that like annoys me, and I enjoyed it. Okay, the sexual assault scene is terrible. I don't really think their relationship was like that incredible, but it was still like and I can read. I started rewatching the show again after reading it because I was like, I miss them now. I gave it a 3. So like it's fine. I don't hate it or anything like that. And obviously I have the full set because I have the whole Lumicrate set. So I want to read the rest. They also added like a prologue in the end. Which is very interesting because in that they spoil who is together later. I don't know if people really care about spoilers in a book like that though, but it was interesting because obviously I know who is together later because I spoiled myself on purpose and also I watched the show. But like for people who just want to maybe just audiobook it, you get like an alternative epilogue in the end where they spoil a couple, and I was like, oh, this kind of spoiler. That obviously was for the like randomized your TBR thing for like chance card. So then I completed everything except poll pick, which we will talk about in a second. I just want to talk first about Here One Moment, which I also finished, which was the better read for the tandem read along, which I talked about several times in this vlog, where we had a woman who predicted people's death on this plane, and we go throughout the book being like, was it true? Is she actually like psychic, or was it something else? And I'm not going to spoil that answer, but the book is very much about life and living and like appreciating your moments and appreciating what you have. And I find those books sometimes not like bad, but a bit like, I get it, life is beautiful, blah blah blah, appreciate what you have, don't get stuck in moments. And I do get that like we like to reflect upon this, we like to read about this, and I'm not saying it was like bad by any means. I just think sometimes that message is a bit like over redundant in books and in stories, and I just like it goes a bit too on the nose for me, and I experienced the same in this one. I think the premise of this was very interesting. I really liked the setup. I was actually in the beginning much more interested in like the people who were on the plane and what was going to happen to them than the actual main character who did the predictions, but then I focused more and more on the person who did the predictions than the actual passengers, and I started caring more for her. So I like the shift of me like caring for a different perspective than I initially thought I would. So I liked that a lot, and I liked her story, even though it was quite sad actually. But just the message of the book itself is a bit like too on the nose for me. Because it's very like, life is beautiful, appreciate the moments, blah 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 blah, and I get it, it is an important message. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just like, I just want to be miserable in my own corner, let me. So I ended up giving that a 3 as well, even though at points in the beginning, the way it was told, I was just like, oh my god, I really loved it, and I ended up just liking it, if you know what I mean. Okay, so we are going to talk about one season, but we're first going to do a little hauling, and then I will explain why. And also the room is spinning. I don't know if it's because of my new glasses or because I'm sick, so I'm trying to like not talk too long, but then I keep talking, and there's a fly wanting to go outside. Go. It's free now. Oh my god. The last day of the month I received 2 books, and I was going to show you them, but then I just have a vlog because I've been sick. I got my Evernight Lumicrate Amelight, which is their horror box, an Academy for Lies by Alexis Henderson, because I couldn't skip it because Alexis Henderson. I haven't actually read an Alexis Henderson before. I just hope it's good, but this is stunning, and I think it's much prettier than the OG cover because the OG cover is kind of boring. It's very pretty underneath. There's no reverse, but like the sprayed is really nice, and like the atmosphere of the cover. I love the look of it. And I also got my adult favorite on the same day, Sorcery and Small Magic by my god doggy. No idea about it actually. I just kind of can't skip anymore, and then I'm just stuck here. But I think it's very pretty, so I don't actually have any regrets. I read that it is queer as well, so I'm happy, I guess. And here is the reverse jacket. Is stunning. I just never turn them because I don't want to double fold the jackets, but yeah, it seems like a cozy book, so I think that's cute, and like it is a very pretty book. Did I show you the edges? Because they are very charming. I really like them. If I can hide a bit. Yes, very pretty. Really nasty, sorry. So I also got October YA Fairy Loot. This I bought for someone on Instagram because it is Air by Saboteur, and this arrived today. And obviously I had to have it because it's Saboteur, and I know I'm gonna love it. And also it's set in the Amanda Ashes world, which is one of my favorite series / books, and it's stunning. It's so different from the original. I am just so happy. I have bought maybe 3 other copies of this. Let's not scream about it too much. That will eventually show up here, but Obviously, this is the original cover, not in this vlog, because this vlog is ending now. I love how this looks, and I could not help buying it from someone, because obviously the waitlist is ages long and I don't actually want the YA box anyway. I just wanted this specific one because how about it here, obviously. And then we have a box, which I will open now. So I've been waiting for this for a couple of weeks now, which is very exciting. I'm just gonna do like this. Oh, there was more glue on the other side. My voice is dying, guys. It's dying. Okay. I'm struggling. You couldn't just lift it apparently. Ooh. Okay. So, as you can see, we have the Tandem Collective. Once again, this will be my third read along with them. It's a bigger package than usual because this is very exciting. And I use purple paper so they know me. I'm trying to look at it. Look at it. I'm like trying to show you and hold it at the same time. But you can maybe already see what series it is. I got all 4 books in the Bond Season series so far. This is obviously the rewritten editions. I'm gonna take them in order here. Here we are, and they're absolutely stunning. So as we know, I already read Bone Season because I'm reading it for the read along with Mads, Ro and Christy as well. So I kind of already cheat-started because we said we would read it in October, even though it's like kind of chill. But I also got it for a roll, you know, so I had to complete it in October, so not fail my rolls. But obviously the buddy read has started now for the first book, Bone Season. And obviously like I already finished it in theory, but obviously I'm going to follow the schedule for the next 3. This is obviously the rewritten editions. I have, as I said, just read this and I wanted to review it when opening since I just read it. And I read like the rewritten edition obviously. I don't remember the like OG version that well. I tried to like rifle through it a bit while reading, but like it was too much of a hassle to switch back and forth. But it follows Paige Mahoney, who is like a clairvoyant, and a clairvoyant in this world. They are being hunted down by Skyen, and then she is taken to this place because she gets taken, and stuff happens there, like really weird stuff is happening there. And I definitely think that this story is stronger and like presented in a better way in this version than like the first one, which is very has a blurred lines that is not that great for like a relationship, and that is much more like, I was gonna say, structured in a way that is fun to follow. While it is in the heart the same story, I think that it is still better. I enjoyed this better at least. I don't know if it's because it's been a few years or because like the first book was structured very like typical in a way, and I just remember I didn't like the relationship or the characters. Well, in this one I actually enjoyed the relationship and the characters, so I feel like that is like a step forward. But yeah, I think that the new covers also are stunning, even though I think it's hilarious as this series I literally had 4 cover changes I think, and it's been hilarious to follow. I have it right in front of me here because I was rifling through it. Oh my god, everything is falling. So for a little comparison, this is not even the first one since the cover. This was the second one I switched to, and I switched back to the old ones, and now they switch to these ones, and it's a whole thing. But I'm just stuck with these because now I can't unhaul these because I will lose the OG version. It would be fun to have, you know. But the new ones are stunning. So obviously we got the Bone Season, we got the Mask Falling, and the song Rising, which is purple, so obviously we love that. I mean, everything has to be purple. And the latest one, the Mime Order, and I think the fifth book is coming in, is it March? Is it February? There's some date next year, but also I'm sick, so my excuses is that I don't know anything right now. But yeah, thank you so much to Tandem Collecting for sending me these. As you are watching this, hopefully now in a few days, as I will hopefully start editing this now that I am finishing it, the read along is like happening right now, so you can join us. It is mostly on Instagram, but I will also be talking about it mostly on my channel because that's where I talk mostly, not like on Instagram. But yeah, thank you so much for sending me the books. And now you know all of my October reading. As we know, it's the 2nd day in November, so I have started reading some stuff in this month, but I haven't really started a vlog because, well, I've been sick, so you might just not get the first week of November. because life is lifing my ass. Now I'm gonna go with my sucky voice, watch the League of Legends Worlds final. Super excited, and you will see me soon in a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a bone emoji down below. It fits for kind of, you know, Halloween and me getting bone season here in the end. And you should see me soon in a new one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!